Hi, I'm Ben Stevenson from JourneyToTheCloud.com. Welcome to another segment of Cloud Corner. Today we are here with Chris Chesley, Solution Architect here at Green Pages and also a contributing blogger to JourneyToTheCloud.com.
Hi everyone.
Which we highly recommend you check out. Chris and I did not color coordinate our shirts. It just happened to fall this way, just like last week. Ken and I both had the blue shirts on together, not on purpose. Anyways, you should check us out on Twitter. Our handle is @GreenPagesIT. Today we're going to be talking virtualization. Chris is a top virtualization expert in the field, so we're going to pick his brain a little bit. But before we get to that, we're going to give Mr. Chesley a pop quiz to see how well he knows his other Journey to the Cloud bloggers. So Chris, I'm going to give you a couple questions. I'd like you to try to guess which blogger I'm referring to.
Okay.
I can see the shock in your face.
Yeah, I am surprised.
I think you'll do well. So this first blogger claims to be a wine enthusiast and a North Carolina-style barbecue master.
Oh, that's going to be Randy Weiss.
Randy Weiss, 1 for 1. Beautiful. This blogger is into heavy metal music.
Chris Ward.
2 for 2.
It also could have been Nick Phelps, but I don't think he's blogging. So.
Yes, he's gotten one in, but it was Chris Ward.
Okay, good.
This blogger is a closet Buffy the Vampire fan.
Oh, that's tougher.
Are there multiple Buffy fans?
No, I don't know of any Buffy fans, so...
Maybe that's why it's a closet Buffy fan.
Ken Smith.
No, it was looking for Nate Schnabel on that one.
Really?
Yes,
Schnabel.
I know, the secret's out.
Now I have to talk to him about it.
Yeah. This blogger is an avid hockey player.
Hockey player. Mark Harris.
John Drew.
Of course, John Drew.
I don't know if Mark is as well, but we're looking for John Drew. And finally, this blogger is a closet gamer and a metalhead, but claims to hide it well.
Nick Phelps.
This is actually you. It's your first line on your bio on Journey to the Cloud. So.
That is all true, but
yes.
I do think Nick is guilty of both of those as well.
Okay, we'll have to find out as he blogs more. But all that aside, we're going to talk virtualization here for a minute. So to start off, if I'm virtualized, am I in the cloud?
The short answer is no, absolutely not. I think that virtualization is mandatory for you to be in the cloud. There are no physical clouds now. There's too much to manage, too hard to spin up. If you're virtualized and you're automated, so if you have some way to automate the deployment of virtual machines, all of that, that's closer to cloud. But just because you're virtualized does not mean you're in the cloud.
Great. How virtualized would you recommend organizations become?
As virtualized as possible. Right now there are very few workloads that are not virtualizable, if that's a word. Essentially only things that require fax cards, proprietary hardware, that kind of thing. That's really the only workloads that we don't recommend people virtualize. The biggest barrier right now are manufacturers who are like, oh, you can't virtualize my app, whatever it is. Regardless of the fact that I could virtualize it, they'd never know. They just haven't tested it, so they're a little leery and they're not supporting it.
Okay.
But right now, the more virtualized you are, the more flexibility you have.
What is the biggest aspect you think organizations misunderstand about virtualization?
I think a lot of companies think that once they virtualize, everything will be easier. And to a certain degree that's true, but you're adding another layer of abstraction or complexity on what they're doing. So just because I virtualize it doesn't mean I don't have to manage it, I don't have resource problems or contention. So being able to manage your virtualization, whether it's a product or looking at it, is something you need to start doing. You can't just virtualize and it's all easier.
Right, right. And in your mind, what would you say the single biggest benefit of virtualization is?
Being able to separate the workload from the physical hardware is the big benefit. Yeah. I can take a running virtual machine, move it from this physical host to this physical host, same data center, different data center, doesn't matter, while it's running, in some cases without interruption. And that gives you a lot more flexibility to move things around, patch hosts. You don't have a lot of downtime you'd normally have, as well as being able to spin up virtual machines like that. It's right-click, new VM, and 5 minutes later you have a new server up and running.
Yeah, yeah. What does it mean to be 100% virtualized, and what are the benefits of being 100% virtualized?
Yeah, 100% virtualized means every workload I have, application, exchange, phone system, the key entry system, everything has been virtualized. So you have no physical servers, no applications running on just a physical server. That allows you a lot of flexibility. You can leverage things like Site Recovery Manager to fail over your VMs to another site. You get local protection with high availability, so if you lose a host, a port, anything, everything keeps up and running. You really don't even miss a beat. That's really the big benefit.
Now, Green Pages is 100% virtualized.
We are,
correct?
actually. Actually, we had a rough time. Our phone system, we use a Cisco IP phone system. And when we first started, they said, if you virtualize it, we won't support it. We said, okay, we're going to go ahead and do that anyway. And ended up being the test case for them to allow virtualization for all the rest of their phone systems. So.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, the other thing is our data center used to be here in Kittery. We're on an island in between New Hampshire and Maine. And in the summer months, we lose power, we lose connectivity, all of that. So we've actually physically moved our data center down to Boston, and now we're thinking about moving it out to Las Vegas. And it really doesn't matter. It's just virtual workloads. It's not tied to the physical hardware. So.
Yeah. And to wrap things up, where should companies who have not virtualized anything start? What would your recommendation be?
Yeah, basically you need to pick easy workloads, things like Exchange, file and print. You know, really, there is no good place not to start. Once you get the physical hardware, you get a couple of hosts, 2 or 3 hosts, a couple of dedicated switches, and storage array. After that, you can just start virtualizing pretty much anything. So really, getting the hardware in and getting it set up correctly is where you need to start. After that, the workloads, frankly, don't matter. Excellent.
Well, thank you for joining us today. That's all we have for today's segment. And a special thank you to Mr. Chris Chesley for joining us as well and letting us pick his brain a little bit. So remember to check out journeytothecloud.com. You can hear more from Chris there as well as our other bloggers. And also remember to check us out on Twitter. Our handle is @GreenPagesIT. And we'll see you next time.